Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're putting a spotlight on Revival Audio, a name that seems to be making some real waves in the high-fidelity world.
Yeah, they definitely are.
We've gathered quite a bit of material digging through their website, looking at product info. Their whole philosophy, really, to try and get a handle on what makes them tick.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission, basically, is to figure out what's unique about Revival Audio and maybe why their whole approach might connect with you, especially, if you feel music is more than just sound waves.
It's interesting, isn't it? Right off the bat, Revival Audio makes it clear they're looking beyond just sonic accuracy.
How so?
Well, they talk a lot about music being tied to memory, feeling, connection. It's less about just building a box that makes noise and more about, well, enhancing that whole experience you have with music.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. This Revival experience, they seem to put a lot of weight on where they come from, Alsace, France.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a made in France tag.
Right, seems more integral than that. They actually link it to the region's terroir, like with wine,
Yeah.
specifically the volcanic soil there.
Exactly. Alsace is a great example. You get these really distinctive wines, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of that character comes directly from that mineral-rich volcanic ground. Revival Audio uses that as a sort of poetic link
Oh.
because they use volcanic rock basalt, specifically in their speaker drivers. It's a neat connection.
Okay, basalt. So that brings us to their tech. They call it basalt sandwich construction, or BSC.
VSC, yeah.
So what's the deal with using lava stone, essentially, in a speaker cone? What's the benefit?
Well, the magic of BSC is that it manages to be incredibly stiff and also really lightweight, which are kind of opposing goals usually.
Okay.
Think about it. A stiff cone doesn't flex or distort easily, so the sound stays clear, right? No mushiness.
Gotcha.
But being lightweight means it can react super fast, move precisely, capture all those tiny details in the music. It gives you both, like, power and finesse.
Interesting. And the person steering the ship seems to be Jackie Lee, co-founder and CEO.
That's him.
His background isn't exactly your standard audio engineer path, is it?
Not at all. I mean, yeah, he also held strategy roles at huge companies like IBM, L'Oreal,
Oh, wow.
and crucially, he also worked with some top-tier Danish hi-fi brands. So he brings this blend of hardcore tech understanding and a feel for, design, marketing, the whole aesthetic side. It's a pretty unique combination.
And their stated mission, bringing soul back into high-fidelity listening. Sounds like they're deliberately pushing against maybe mass market trends,
Yeah.
chasing specs.
I think that's exactly it. The focus is clearly on, like, obsessive design, passionate engineering, not just pumping out units or relying on hype.
So it's about the feeling, the emotional hit of the music, more than just numbers on a page.
Precisely. He wants you to really connect with it on a deeper level, not just be impressed by how loud or clear it is in a technical sense.
That emotional angle seems to carry through to their design choices, too. They partnered with A+A Courin, a design studio in Paris.
Right, and their philosophy sounds very much in sync with Revival's.
What's their approach?
It's all about simplicity, harmony, and purpose. They aim for loudspeakers that aren't just, audio equipment. They want them to be beautiful objects you actually want in your home. Things you live with. They even call them emotional instruments.
Emotional instruments. I like that.
Yeah, it captures that idea of integrating into life, not just being a technical tool.
And it seems like this whole package, the philosophy, the tech, the design, is getting them noticed. They've picked up some serious awards, haven't they?
They have. The Adelante 3, for instance, got Product of the Year from Hi-Fi plus Flu. That's a big deal.
Definitely.
And the Sprint 4 model earned a Spitzenklasse, rating top class in Germany's Hi-Fidus magazine.
So these awards suggest they're actually delivering on that promise. Technical skill plus that emotional engagement.
I think so. It shows they're making products that are seen as, properly handcrafted, tuned carefully by ear. They emphasize and built to last. Real statements.
Okay, let's dig a bit deeper into how they achieve that sound. They make a point about designing and engineering in-house.
Yeah, and that's a really key point. It means they're not just grabbing standard parts off a shelf and sticking them in a box.
Like some manufacturers might.
Exactly. By designing their core tech themselves, they have total control over the sound signature. It lets them implement their specific ideas, their innovations.
Right. So let's talk about some of those innovations. The RAC tweeter, what's special there?
Okay, the RAC tweeter, it's a 28 millimeter soft dome tweeter, but it has this unique proprietary coating.
And the goal of the coating.
Smoothness and accuracy in the high frequencies, trying to get all that top end sparkle and air, but without any, harshness or edginess,
Yeah.
the kind of sound that makes your ears tired after a while.
Avoiding listening fatigue makes sense.
Exactly. And they even have an upgraded version, the Avo tweeter, in their top-of-the-line Adelante 7 Avo.
Okay. Then there's this ARID patented technology, sounds quite specific.
Eh,
ARID.
Arid. Yeah. Stands for anti-resonance inner dome. It tackles a problem inside the tweeter itself.
Which is?
When the tweeter dome moves, it creates sound waves going forward, obviously, but also backwards, inside the dome structure. These backward reflections can bounce around and interfere with the sound going out front, makes things less clear.
Like internal echoes messing things up.
Sort of, yeah. ARID is a structure inside the tweeter designed to absorb those reflections. They claim it absorbs something like 95% of that unwanted rear wave energy.
Wow, 95%.
Yeah, so the result should be, cleaner, much more precise high frequencies, less blurring.
We already mentioned the BSC woofer tech, the Basalt one. Do they use that across the board or in specific models?
They use it in their main woofers. The big Adelante 7 Avo, their flagship, has a massive 15-inch BSC woofer, which they point out is apparently a first for a woofer that size in high-end audio.
15 inches of lava rock sandwich. Impressive.
Right. And the Adelante 5 uses a 12-inch BSC woofer, also noted as a first in the high-end category for that specific size. So it shows they're really committed to this material innovation for bass and mid-range.
It's clearly not just about the drivers in isolation, though. The crossover must be pretty important, too, right? Blending the tweeter and woofer.
Oh, absolutely critical. The crossover's like the traffic cop for the frequencies, directing the right sounds to the right driver. Revival Audio puts a lot of effort here. They hand-tune them.
Hand-tuned.
Yeah, meticulously adjusting the components. They even mention using specific high-quality parts and cables for the wiring.
So attention to detail even on the inside components.
For sure. It's all about keeping the signal pure and ensuring it works reliably for a long time.
One more bit of tech mention is the Elytron front baffle. That's on the Sprint series. Looks kind of unique.
Yeah, the Elytron baffle. It's their own design for the front plate of the speaker. The idea is to very carefully control how the sound waves spread out from the speaker drivers into the room.
So it influences the soundstage, how you perceive the stereo image.
Exactly. It's about optimizing the directivity, making sure the sound is focused towards you, the listener, for a clearer, more stable image. It's another custom touch.
Okay, so that covers the philosophy, the core tech. What about the actual speakers they offer, the product lines?
Right. They basically have two main families right now, Adelante and Sprint.
Adelante first. What's the story there?
The Adelante series that includes the Adelante 3, 4, 5, and the big one, the 7 Avo, seems positioned as their sort of core offering, embodying the legacy, pushing performance boundaries. They specifically highlight the Adelante 5 as a three-way design that delivers, quote, overwhelming performance.
Overwhelming, strong word.
Yeah, suggests a pretty powerful, capable speaker.
In the Sprint series, what's the focus there?
The Sprint series, models 3 and 4, seems to take the tech know-how from the Adelante line, but maybe aims for a slightly different, perhaps more accessible price point. High performance-to-price ratio seems to be the goal.
Any recognition for the Sprints?
Oh, yeah. The Sprint 3 got picked as a pick of 2024 by Hi-Fi Pig magazine. They praised its design, its musicality, and said it was particularly good with vocals.
Nice.
And the Sprint 4 got good reviews too, like from On Mag in France, noting its balance and technical skill. They also have dedicated stands, by the way, designed to match and supposedly improve the performance of certain models.
Right. Stands can make a surprising difference. Now, getting these speakers to listeners, Revival works with distributors. For Canada, it's a company called Phonographe.
Yep, Phonographe handles Canadian distribution, and it sounds like they're a really good fit, philosophically.
How so?
Well, Phonograph's whole thing is also about handcrafted audio. Their slogan is literally exceptional handcrafted audio for hi-fi retailers in Canada.
Okay, so they're aligned on that quality aspect.
Totally. Their mission, like Revival's, seems to be about connecting people to music emotionally, using high-quality gear as the means. It's a shared ethos.
So if you had to boil it all down, what's the core promise, the fundamental philosophy driving Revival Audio?
I'd say it's about aiming for the perfect listening experience, using decades of know-how, always keeping the listener's connection with the music front and center.
Using top tech, but not just for tech's sake.
Exactly. They commit to Tier 1 technologies, but they also stress they don't add unnecessary gaudy design, overly flashy stuff just to inflate the price. Sound quality comes first.
And that fatigue-free listening point seems important to them too.
Very much so. They want you to be able to listen for long stretches and just get lost in the music comfortably. Ultimately, it feels like they see themselves as inheriting this rich audio legacy, but also renovating it, building their own legacy with the people who buy their speakers.
Revival shares some listener feedback.
They do, yeah, on their Facebook page, for example.
Mm.
And some of it is pretty glowing.
Like what?
Well, there's one person calling their Adelante 5s the most impressive speakers I've ever owned, praising the mid-highs, the bass, the whole soundstage.
High praise, indeed.
And another person apparently upgraded from the Adelante 5 to the bigger 7 Avo and just said it was next-level sound. Simple, but says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does.
They also share unboxing videos sometimes, which kind of gives you a feel for the craftsmanship, the care that goes into just the packaging and presentation. It's all part of that quality image.
So, wrapping up this deep dive on Revival Audio, it really does seem like they found a specific niche, hasn't it? Blending that French heritage, the innovative tech like BSC, the thoughtful design, and this real passion for connecting emotionally with music.
Absolutely. That slogan, listen to the next level, it doesn't feel like just marketing fluff. It seems genuinely embedded in how they design things, how they build things.
The commitment to pushing performance, but always keeping that musical soul, that listener connection in mind.
Exactly. It's about reproducing music faithfully, yes, but in a way that really resonates emotionally.
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it, about what it means when audio gear is made with that level of intention, that care. How could that change the way you actually hear and maybe more importantly feel your favorite music?
Yeah.
Maybe exploring this makes you want to look for audio experiences that really prioritize that soul, that craftsmanship,
Yeah.
Maybe looking beyond just the spec sheet to find something that offers a deeper, more meaningful connection to the sounds you love.